So that is the thing. So at every point in time, when you don't have the kwacha, you are disrespected, you are humiliated, you are treated anyhow. So I think we need to have a rethink.
Do you know something interesting that happened in Kagame's country very recently? He shut down a lot of churches because he said they were duping people for money. And so now in Rwanda, if you want to operate a church, you have to have at least a university degree.
So
degree.
And
then they are like down to it, of course. They are down to it because now people are complaining that if they are in a certain area, they can't. They have to walk miles to a particular church. Meanwhile, there were these small churches that made their lives easier. But then it's like it's regulated. I don't know if you understand the point that I'm trying to make, Alpha.
I think in before we conclude, allow maybe our listeners to also share their experiences.
Okay.
There are certain things that ought to happen. First of all, I think that we need to check what we are allowing people to show on our media platforms, television, radio. We need to have a social media strategy plan.
Yes.
We need to identify the problem and begin to find solutions to the problem. Now, in our societies, leaders must lead. We need to have people who will ensure that we are following a particular path. The religious leadership, the traditional leadership. You cannot be seeing money ritual happening in your area and you are keeping quiet. Don't you know that the sacrifices will be made of the people in your community? Are you not concerned? Now we need to also begin to think about the religious institutions. What are we preaching? Is it all about money? Do we have principles? Can't we also be talking about principles? Can't we be talking about what it means to be a human being, what it means to be, to love your neighbor and etc. So why is it that like we've created a situation where if you don't have money, like you don't matter? Because if you do that, you will lead some of these desperate people to explore some of these options. Do you understand? So we need in our family settings, because the community or the society start with the family.
Let me add to the points that you just. I also think we need to be checking the people that we are platforming, because once you give someone a platform, you give the person the opportunity to influence, and so we allow some of these people to come and make certain statements that we don't check, and before you know, someone has picked up on it. It is something that is driving a young person somewhere. That's all. If this person is doing it and it's fine, and she's rich and her family people are happy with her, I can also do the same thing.
So that's the other thing. And immediately I think that we need to get to a stage where our cemeteries will get some security. And we need to improve upon our security generally. The level of I don't care in Ghana is too much.
It's too much. Too much.
It's like right now, some things are happening in Burkina Faso. I doubt if our national security couples will be in a serious meeting, emergency, to say this thing that is happening. What if it spills over to our country? What can we do?
Burkina is just you.
It's just here. I doubt if we have that.
And back to back,
we've been having. We don't seem to be security conscious. We seem to think that Ghana they should see.
Nothing will happen.
We are okay. That thing is going to happen. You understand? That's our attitude. And it's a problem. To the extent that now people are going to graveyards. Hey, you've died too, you will not rest in Ghana.
Digging up.
You know, the life in Ghana was punishing you. You've gone to die.
They won't let you rest.
You think that you're going to have eternal rest. That's what we say. Some young man, I don't know who he is, whether young man or old man, think that no. This is the opportune time to attack. Let's go and cut off his hand, his head, her head. Oh! Let's now listen to the experiences of our audience. Maybe they too, they have seen some serious stuff happening that maybe we've not even paid attention to.
Okay. So 05410222318, 05410222318. You can call us and tell us what you think about this topic.
cemetery war original. Them Rabia for heaven. Yipa da say easy on you see Yadimu. Da ori piada unity sisi brana obo. Ipuana obo wasibwana kanu. So yipa neja isaman. Yipa uyemu ba baby. Yipa da say easy on you see Yadimu. Da ori piada unity sisi brana obo. Ipuana obo wasibwana kanu. So yipa neja isaman. Yipa uyemu ba baby. Onipa uyemu ba baby. Onipa uyemu ba baby. Onipa uyemu ba baby.
14 minutes after 8 a.m., we have our first caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Anna from North Manchester.
Okay. Please, let's hear your thoughts this morning.
Well, I like what you're doing. And really, I think radio, television is supposed to entertain, educate, and inform. What you're doing now, you are informing us, you are educating us to know and learn about the negative.
Hello.
And,
Hello. Can you please
Hello.
raise your voice a little bit for us? We are struggling to hear you.
what I'm saying is, what you are doing now, you are entertaining us, educating us, and informing us. Most of these guys who come on television to sell whatever products they are, it's the owners of the television understand the purpose for which they put up that establishment. That is one question I'm asking. Let's leave it there. And our behavior, as we're talking about, anybody else can do it themselves. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, but to educate a child is a different ball game altogether. And this time we see that most of us, because of work, we don't even have time to study our text. Because most of the things the child does, you see it. The television, they have access to phones, they have. Once I was passing through, I was going to go to the place, and I saw his young son on television watching porno, and they didn't see anything wrong with it. So it's high time we as parents, we up our game. And also, you, the television and radio station, you help us have proper for the upcoming one. So that is what I think. There's a lot we are doing here. These are the things we should be talking about. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. This morning, we've been looking at the morality crisis that we are having as a country and how people do not care how and by what means they make their money. They just want to make money. And then we looked at the case of Queen Mother's body being dug up and then her head chopped off in Asante Mampo. And you can also call us on 054-102-2318, 054-102-2318. Tell us your observation. Tell us what you've seen. Tell us what you think about this issue. Or you can send us a WhatsApp message on 05939329993, 05939329993. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Danish.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Michelle from Welcome Michelle.
Oh, hello, Michelle. Please, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you too. Please tell us what you think.
Alpha energy need the ultimate. No, I know what they yi. But I no pay energy or the buy it. Then I know.
Oh,
It is
that
on
was.
where
Oh, yeah, pa.
yes. First of all, Danish. I no pay the conversation they interested because I didn't want to on my career. As I'm so a partnership image now on my own. So I can say. Because more na media no so any ma we cost so na ade no. And first of all, I man say about we take you over here. A lot of people are arrested because of that near man. So I just say come in that kind of things, you know. Now can we say poverty. Spanish poverty, you know, say I go tell about more and then try to cool because this cow. I didn't think I say a juma.
Hello.
And see, Spanish as a youth, you know, say, oh no, only why they say obey you may be a disca. Ebe bawo nti ọmọ sẹ na bẹ ẹdi alive for ọbẹ manage na o pi sika boom ti sẹ nsẹ na fẹ sẹ mpanyinfoɔ na nye sika na ohun sika na ɔpɛ sɛ wakora na osu du saa stage na bisa se kwan bɛyɛ so na ɔno no fa so nya sɛ sika no nti sɛ woyɛ wa sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔduru na like wɔahwɛ a wobɛbu aprɛ anaa kwan a wobɛfa so a wobɛkɔ pɛ sika no wobɛyɛ go to the wrong way ɔho nti no yɛn ma yɛ adwene nna hɔ no yɛhu sɛ yɛbɛyɛ adwuma pɛ sika ne yɛngya sɛ saa nneɛma because adeɛ yɛ a woyɛ awerɛho sɛ wate ase nti no youth no yɛnsefa yɛ adwene na yɛhu ɛbɛboa yɛ because it's too much.
Matia, Michelle, thank you so much for calling. So Michelle said the youth should change their mind, change how you think. And if you are poor, it is not a justification for you to go and kill someone for rituals. You can look for work and then do something better for yourself. 054-102-2318. 054-102-2318. You can also call us and tell us what you think or what you've seen in your community. So around 8:25, we are going to end this segment and we are going to continue with an interview from the FDA. I think last week we had some conversations about how food was being infused with drugs, right? We are going to find out from them some very important things that we need to know. We have a next caller. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. Please, your name and where you are calling from.
My name is Mackenzie from Asante Mampo.
Okay, Mackenzie, please let's hear from you. Mackenzie is from Asante Mampo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So about the headless cop yesterday, I think it was a news radio station that I heard. I don't really have much to say about that, but about the advertisement. The Ghanaian, I don't know, is it those people that are controlling the advertisement, actually, they are not actually doing their job. I don't know, is it maybe, there's been rumors about how they take money. I'm not saying it's true, but they just take money and then do whatever someone brings as an advert. And they just do it. They are doing it for the money. But personally, I have there's been an effect. Recently, there was an advert about how a drug could kill someone. They made an announcement on the radio, and someone got hold of some of the drugs, and it actually made whatever the disease was. There was they had a Food and Drug Board. I think their number, maybe a registration number, but we tried. I mean, we've made a lot of calls about that, but nothing has actually come out of it. So I think the Food and Drug Board should actually they should have a second look at all of those things. It's actually hurting Ghanaian people a lot. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, Mackenzie. And this morning, luckily enough, we are going to be having the FDA in studio for a very engaging conversation. It's now 8:23. We'll pick our last call and then we'll continue this morning's conversation. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Janice.
Kobe.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kobe.
Hello.
Can you please reduce your volume for us? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Kobe.
Utemenka.
Patroni.
Michi Alfa.
Okay.
Na yebenyame asese o ato. Asem de oni Alfa makani nyina but ye woni emebisi wo ho a wo alias ni yenjuma mu a yempanyefo no so kan ho bituyefo because obi wo a wasian adwuma waya obi a mfrɛ no omzo fa ha sei ke wi ase ye ntena kwa obi kura epo ba onya bi yesi wo fa ha obi timi chawade kura na wo kofi akwa akwu so yeah share some board on the side and youth no ye pesca no but ya omo adane no yes ni empanyfo no so bit me ko kejeti akoye adwuma amount wo su wonya no wonya bo obi adakora ye be frɛ no eno ntwema bo se akire no per sacrifice ye di nipa na moja na hede ye bi ni se ye he asante mampon humanity ni won yese kwasie ye koyese wo kutu nipa nsabra kofa we bra so no afutuo ni de ekoma ye nyina wo Ghana tise wanyo obi a tise bia omo anyame suro pa no omo amutieti amanfo anu ye wo street ni ye nim de eko so nti afutuo ni de munya ne mo ko Ghana de se nu ni editi mo tino ebenyame ase se omo ato munya menya adwuma.
So that was Kobe speaking to Janice, but I'm here to continue with the conversation. We'll take some messages at this point in time. When we return, the show continues. Stay with us.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
you like no other.
You are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. It's me like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Indomie instant noodles tastes great.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back to the Orange Sunrise on Orange 107.9. Thank you very much for still staying with us. We have so many intriguing conversations coming your way, but I want us to start on this note. This morning, I know if you're not a Muslim and if you're not fasting, you need something, you need energy this morning. And so I want to let you know what you can do to be very much energized. Now, when it comes to creating unforgettable moment, Goldfinger Restaurant is in a league of its own. They are open Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late night vibes. Breakfast starts from just 45 cedis daily. Tuesdays from 5 p.m. Enjoy 15% off everything at Corporate Hangouts. Now, Fridays at 5 p.m. It's sip and paint, good drinks, great company. Saturdays from 6 p.m. Stick and wine with live music. Sundays feature a buffet with live music from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then sunset vibes from 5 p.m. till date. Join this Ramadan, and that's something for us. You can grab your solo or shareable iftar boxes from just 150 cedis per person. Find Goldfinger Restaurant at Ahojo in Shire, so on the Dorothy Asedu Drive. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Goldfinger Restaurant. Contact them on 024 867 2185. Now, this morning we are going to talk with the FDA. They are a very important institution. If you've been listening to us and all other media platforms, almost every advertisement, at the end of it, you hear FDA approved. Or this advert is FDA approved. Oh, they are powerful people. They are big men and women there. And this morning, we've managed to get them in studio to talk to us about very important matters. Prince Opoku Educhum is the Principal Regulatory Officer, FDA, Ashanti Region. Mr. Educhum, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, you share the same name with our Executive Director. His name is Nana Amperchum. No, okay, his is Amperchum. Yours is Educhum. Okay, Educhum is the communications, the former education minister, sorry. Are you related to him?
No, please.
Yeah, not related to him.
No.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
How is FDA?
We are doing well.
You're doing well. You are a very important institution. No? Almost every day we hear of your name.
We know.
On the media.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about things that you do, FDA. Even though, yes, we may have an idea, but what's the core function of FDA?
All right. So let me take the opportunity to say good morning to your cherished listeners, and also to say thank you to Orange FM for opening your doors for us to be in your studio this morning. Let me also say thank you to my regional head, Mr. Nathaniel Kwabna Nkrumah, who would have loved to be here himself because he takes public education very, very seriously, but he's equally assigned in another important engagement, and so asked us to represent him. I'm in studio with our public relations officer.
Yeah, his name is Gerald.
Yeah.
Geraldo.
Geraldo.
Yeah, he's a great one.
FDA, Food and Drugs Authority. If I should go back a bit, some years back, what listeners used to hear was Food and Drugs Board. And today we are hearing to the Food and Drugs Authority. Let's not get confused. It's the same institution. Only that when we used to be Food and Drugs Board, the institution was established by PNDC Law 305B. And then in 1996, there was amendment to the PNDC Law 305B to cater for fortification of salt for human consumption. The reason being that during that time, goiter was more prevalent among our population. And so how were we going to deal with it? So when the health experts sat and then looked at the issue, they realized that iodine was deficient in our diet. And in order to take care of goiter, we needed to introduce iodine into our diet. And so after Giorgio looking through the types of food we consume, they settled on salt and made it mandatory. That was when the law was amended to cater for fortification of salt with iodine. So if you can see, years back, goiter was prominent among the population, but these days you are not seeing it. It's because of the law, PNDC Law 305B, that was amended to make fortification of salt mandatory. So every salt for human consumption now on our market is supposed to contain iodine.
Okay.
Then fast forward to 2012, Parliament of Ghana then repealed or set aside the PNDC Law 305B and then enacted the new law which gave birth to Food and Drugs Authority. So before it was Food and Drugs Board, but now from 2012 there's a new Act of Parliament, which is the Public Health Act 2012, Act 851, which has given birth to Food and Drugs Authority.
So now you have more power, more scope than you used to have.
Yes. So Food and Drugs Authority, what do we do? It's a national regulatory body responsible for ensuring that food that is imported or locally manufactured in our country, drugs imported or locally manufactured. And when we talk of drugs here, we are looking at allopathic medicines, like what we will locally say that Mofudro. Then we also look at herbal medicines, and then veterinary medicines. They are all into the drugs. And then cosmetics, like the perfumes we use on our body, our toothpaste we use in the morning to brush our teeth and in the evening. Then we have household chemical substances,
like the detergents, the Dettol, the Parazones, and then the soaps for washing purposes, washing our clothes. These fall under household chemical substances. Medical devices, example, the condoms, pregnancy test kits, the rapid diagnostic test kits that are available these days. This, when all these products, whether you want to manufacture it in this country locally, or you want to import it into our country, or you want to export it out of this country, it has to be registered by FDA before you can put it on the market. And so our mandate, this is the scope of the work we do. And then we also regulate blood and blood products. So even in our hospitals, the blood that is used for transfusion is seen as a medicine, and it has to be regulated by FDA. In regulation, what are we doing? Our duty is to ensure that before you make these categories of products available on the market, the product will have to first come to FDA for FDA to do a scrutiny of the product, including documentation supporting your application and the product itself. The product is also subjected to laboratory analysis at our lab. And then if we establish that the product is safe for human, then we can then give you the marketing authorization. And in doing this, the manufacturing facility where the products are being manufactured, that is if you are doing it locally, the place will have to be inspected by FDA officers to also ensure that the practices that is going on there conforms to, if it's manufacturing, good manufacturing practices. If it is an eatery, like the ad you ran for Goldfinger. Yes, we also inspect these eateries to ensure their practices.
Oh, you do? So they are part?
Yes, the practices conform to good hygienic practices. Then when all this is done, if you want to run advertisement on any regulated product, the advertisement will have to come to FDA for FDA to approve before the advertisement can be run.
Isn't the work too much for you? Because
we are on
the things you've mentioned seem to be quite bulky. So let's start with some of the specific things that you've mentioned. Let's assume that I want to establish a restaurant to produce food and serve customers, potential customers. If FDA wants to approve or to give me certification that I can conduct this business and I can sell these items to customers, what are some of the key things you assess?
All right. So let me. It is not if FDA want to. It is mandatory on the part of the one who is establishing the eatery to come to FDA and have the place licensed by FDA. Okay. And so when the person is coming to FDA, what are the requirements? You will first need a business registration certificate from Registrar's General Department. Then the workers that are going to handle the food, processing of the food at your eatery, they will have to be medically certified fit. And that is done by the environmental health offices of the various assemblies. So let's say the eatery is within Asqua. Then the owner of the eatery will have to visit the Asqua Municipal Assembly, the environmental health department of the Asqua Municipal Assembly, and then make arrangement for his or her workers to be medically certified. So in coming to our office, you come with the medical cards. You come with the medical cards of your workers, of the workers handling the food, a photocopy of your company registration certificate, and an application letter addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Food and Drugs Authority, telling us or requesting for licensing of your eatery.
So the person will furnish these documents to you?
These documents to the FDA.
Okay.
And then when you submit these documents to the FDA, then there's a form that you fill as part of the documents you have submitted. But alternatively, the forms are also available online at our website. So the person can download the form from our website, fill, so that when you come to the office, you don't need to fill the form in our office. So you come with your bulk documents as expected. You do the submission of your documents, then you pay the corresponding fee. The fee is based on the capacity or the size of the facility. And so when you come, our client service officers, after engaging you, asking some questions, will have a fair idea of the size of your facility and your capacity, your output. And based on that, the right fee will be given to you to pay. But alternatively, these days, we've also gone high-tech. You don't need to physically walk to our office to do this submission. When you gather all these documents, you can send it through the office email, where we have officers on standby. They will acknowledge receipt of the documents you have sent to us. The documents will then be sent to client service for them to process. Then, if everything is okay, you will be given the office Momo number where you can pay the corresponding fee. Then when this has been done, then we arrange for site or facility inspection. So that is when officers will be sent to your facility to do a physical inspection of the facility to ensure, in this case, what we are discussing is sanitary. So the inspection is based on the code of hygienic practices for food service establishment. So we'll come and do the good hygienic practices inspection.
So how many times would you do the assessment in a year? Is it once
the
in
inspection? A year? Okay, so the first one is when you have applied. But then when you go through the process and you get your permit or your license, we also have the unannounced inspection. Okay. Which, that is, you are not aware we are coming. For the first inspection, it's an arranged one. So probably you can dress up and we put up the place very well for us to inspect. But then we don't go to sleep. After that, we spring surprises on them. That's the unannounced inspection.
Because some people have been complaining about food poisoning. Some say the kitchens of some of these restaurants are not hygienic enough, and the sort of equipment and tools they're using sometimes are not hygienic enough, and that there are some people who have gone to some restaurants, eaten some food, and they have gotten all kinds of medical complications. Some have even died as a result. So they want to find out, is it that the FDA is unaware, they don't check regularly, or they are too overwhelmed, or all these eateries can just go ahead and do what they want? Exactly what is the issue?
Okay, so the reason why I'm laughing is that it is not as easy as it has been put to finger a restaurant that it is the cause of a food poisoning incident. Because in a day, somebody can eat from different sources. And therefore, when there's a foodborne incident, a lot of investigations go into it to be able to establish that this is the cause of the incident that we are witnessing. Beside that, what we also encourage consumers is that when you are eating from any eatery, look out for the FDA food hygiene permit, which is an assurance that the tax you paid, based on which we are also giving salary, we have done the work for you, and that the place has been inspected. I will not sit here and assume that all is well. When we do our inspections, there are facilities that we come across, we realize that they are operating under unsanitary conditions. Some of them are not up to the standard. And when we see these things, those facilities are closed down, and they are giving timelines to put in measures to address the deficiencies we have observed at their facilities. But it is not everything that we do that FDA comes public. But that is not to say that nothing is being done. There's room for improvement. Others have to improve, but others are also doing well. But I'm saying that let us not be too quick to finger an eatery for a foodborne incident, because when you go into the investigation, the cause of a foodborne incident is not as easy as we are putting it. That the fact that I ate from this place, if you do a 24-hour dietary record or 48-hour dietary record, looking at the types of food and kinds of food the person has eaten, you realize that when you go into it, it may not be where the person is thinking that that is where the source of contamination came from. And sometimes too, after buying food, how we consumers handle the food can also lead to some of these foodborne incidents.
Have you also heard that sometimes, some of these eateries will go to, in trying to process some aspect of their food, will go to what we call in local parlance, nika, to go and process some of their foods. Some have suggested that the conditions of some of these nika joints is nothing to write home about, and that things may get complicated from that point before it even comes to the kitchen of these restaurants. I don't know if these areas are within your scope or that's not part of your job.
If anybody comes to us for registration of a product and you need to mail your raw materials, we are interested in where the mailing is done. And so if your mailing point is not a place that is hygienic, FDA cannot go ahead and register your product for you. There are mailing points in the region where hygienic conditions over there will guarantee.
But these mailing points are not under your scope. It's not something that you don't.
On a daily basis, the activity of these mailers are under the supervision of the environmental health officers
Of
based
the
on
various assemblies.
based on where they are located. But that is also not to say that we are not doing anything about it. In fact, it is part of our...
There must be a collaborative effort.
It is part of what we want to do this year, where we want to collaborate with the environmental health officers
Mm.
and ensure that some of these things, including storage of processed foods under the mercy of the weather, which
Is
we see
yours,
every
oh?
day, which I will not wait for you to ask, because it is something that we've penned down this year to collaborate with the environmental health officers and make sure we address some of these problems. Yesterday, for instance, we had to take the Abuakwa in carrier stretch. We worked on that stretch, ensuring that all retailers and wholesalers that have packed their wares outside their shops, we needed to educate them and ask them to return them back into
And
the shop.
sometimes, too, the way we handle foods in our markets, even though that will not be, I don't know if it's within your purview, but if you go to our markets, sometimes, I mean, instead of having a very convenient or hygienic means of keeping the food, sometimes you see tubers of yam vegetables on the floor. Sometimes you see people transporting bread at the back of, you know, what we call aboboya. They will put the thing. Oh, it's, I don't know if oh, the way you're laughing is like, so the handling of food sometimes too is a problem. Even though I will not say it's because the environmental department or the various assemblies should be up and doing on some of these matters. But I'm just asking because you've mentioned the possibility of collaboration to see if there's a way you can collaborate on that front to deal with those issues. But because you've spoken about regulatory issues, let's talk about the regulatory compliance that you think is the major issue when it comes to public health in the Ashanti region. I don't know if you've identified something with regards to regulatory compliance as a major public health issue in the region.
Yes, some. One of them will be unregistered products on our markets, products that have not been registered by the FDA. Once a regulated product has not been registered by FDA, but it finds its way on the market, it means that the safety and quality of the product, and if it's medicines, the efficacy of the product cannot be guaranteed. And therefore, it's a public health concern. So unregistered products on our market is
How do I see as a layman that this product is not registered?
Okay.
Because almost everybody now says vetted and approved by FDA.
Oh, for the advertisement, if the advertisement tagline is supposed to let consumers and all of us know that which advert has been approved by FDA or not. Once you hear that tagline, and I'm telling you, if your advert hasn't come to FDA and you fake that tagline, we have officers on standby monitoring advertisement, and we are able to pick you out. So that one, you are hearing it because most of the people are applying for the advertisement, and we are approving for them. That is why you hear that advertisement tagline in most of the advertisement. But then, before any advertisement can be run, commercial can be run for any product or on any product, the product will first have to be registered by us. So you don't skip registration and come for advertisement approval. So once an advertisement has been approved by FDA, it in itself also tells us that the product has been registered. But then registration is not a guarantee that an advertisement has been approved.
So can the FDA register an advertisement without registering a product?
No, that's what I'm saying.
So before you
product registration precedes advertisement approval.
So before you sanction an advertisement to be carried out, then if it is a product that is being advertised, you must have registered the product.
Sure.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the presence of unregistered products on our markets is a public health concern to us. We are still working. We are still working to using our market surveillance activities to identify these products and then make sure manufacturers, those behind these products, we get them to do the registration.
And in relation to that aphrodisiacs, nowadays it's easier to find them carrying or at various joints, selling things that will make your whatever part of your body, whether bigger, leaner, things that will make you perform like a sportsman when it comes to sex, things that, a lot of them. Can't you deal with them?
Yes.
Can't you go to some of the, because even me, I know their joints. I know the place that when you go, you will see them. And some of that they have banners and stuff. Why can't you go there and say, bro, you can't do this? Just
Yes, maybe you are right to put the question that way because you still see it on the market. But sometimes I also ask the question this way. I don't know how we would have seen it if FDA was not doing anything about some of these things. Work is being done, but it's only that the output is not coming out as expected. And so ordinarily, if you are not with us, that is how you see it. It's an area that we need to put in more effort to make sure that whatever work we are doing will yield results for the public to know that FDA is actually, it's not like we've gone to sleep and we have allowed them to be doing whatever they are doing. But you should know that when it comes to this peddling of drugs or vending of drugs and aphrodisiac, it's also a collaborative work because the selling of these products, drugs in itself, is a practice which is also handled by Pharmacy Council. I know some collaborative work has been done between FDA and Pharmacy Council towards this particular incident you are pointing out to us, but it's an area for improvement, and I think we will need to work harder to make sure that we are able to keep this menace.
we've just entered the new year. Do you have any regulatory priorities? What are these?
Yes, one priority is public education.
You want to do more public
Public education. So if you follow that, realize that we are very prominent on air from beginning of this year. It's been radio engagements here and there. My current regional boss believes that education is key when it comes to regulation, because if people do not really understand what you're asking them to do, you will tell them, but then when you leave, they'll go back to their old ways. So then what he's saying is that, yes, some enforcement actions will be done. That is not to say that we will not enforce. But whilst enforcing, let's also educate the public more. So this year, one priority is for FDA to do a lot of education. So we even have an upcoming program, which is a stakeholders engagement with our media houses in the region. Why do we want to do that? We have realized that the proliferation of unapproved advertisements on our airwaves is getting out of hand. A lot of advertisement, unapproved on our airwaves. You hear a lot of things. Adverts that ordinarily when you hear, it strikes you and you ask yourself, is FDA even around? Whilst we are trying to caution or talk to the manufacturers not to go into such advertisements, because we bring it, the radio stations, the TV stations will air it for them. They keep on coming. We are sanctioning them, we are giving them fines, but they can pay the fine and then still come back and do the advertisement. So then we realize that no, why don't we engage our media houses in the region? Then let us all go through the advertisement guideline. If we do that, they get to understand it the way we also understand it. So that now if they are empowered like the regulator, if the person bring the advertisement and they look at it and realize that it doesn't conform, they will not air it, so that we can keep this uncontrolled advertisement that is prominent on our airwaves. So that is one.
Are there some products you will be prioritizing?
Prioritizing this year?
Yes.
This year, this information, let me put it in general. This year, we'll be doing a lot of product quality monitoring, where we'll be sampling products we have registered, which is already on the market, at the blind side of the manufacturer, to look at the quality of the product.
Okay.
So there are some products of interest, but looking at what we want to do, I wouldn't want to be specific about the products. Either than that, I'm arming those that are behind whatever they are doing to go ahead of FDA. So there are some products of interest, priority to us.
Some have complained to me that in trying to, say, introduce a product or open an eatery, and they want to go through the process to register to get certification from FDA, say it's too bureaucratic, too tough, sometimes too cumbersome. I want to ask, have you heard of these complaints, and how do you think businesses can maneuver their way through, and whether or not you think there are possibly some mistakes they do which make things difficult for them?
Okay. First of all, let me say that anyone who wants to do business with the FDA should deal directly with FDA, should come to our offices.
Or you two have Guru Boys?
There are people that post as Guru Boys. And
okay, these are not people that you work with?
No.
Sanctioned?
No. FDA has not sanctioned anybody.
But people go through them?
To come in.
Maybe it's because when they go through them, they get the results.
No.
Maybe you guys
No, that is not it.
like working with these people.
Whoever comes to us directly to work with us also get results. But in most cases, those that go through middlemen, at the end of the day, how much they pay as the
you
cost
pay
of
higher.
the registration is higher, and they make it cumbersome to you, because if they make it seem the way it is, you may want to handle it yourself, and so they make it cumbersome. It's an erroneous impression that those people have succeeded in creating in the minds of manufacturers.
It's not difficult.
To make it,
I'll try it and see.
Yes, then we'll come back to studio. Yes.
Okay.
You try it and we'll come back. So what? If I don't say this, I'll not be grateful to my regional head. When my current regional head assumed office, he looked at our registration process, and to be frank, hitherto, when you want to register a product, most of the applicants, the manufacturers, they will come with one document, drop it, then they will go back. Then tomorrow, 3 days, they bring another document. So it's like the number of times they will troop to our office to get the. It
it's
gets
too
to a time that
frustrating for them.
yes, they themselves, it begins to frustrate them. And also on our part, because the person brought one document today, we will review it and then tell the person that, oh, this document you need to.
There's
make this
some
correction.
issue. Okay.
Then he will correct that one and bring it. Then tomorrow he will bring another document, or maybe 1 week down the line he will bring another document. Then we will scrutinize the document and then get to know that no, you should have done this, you didn't do it. Can you go back and get it done? So then it begins to bite. So immediately my current regional head assumed office. He looked at the registration process and said, no, now we are accepting bulk application.
What bulk application means?
The applicant must come at once with all the required documents.
And you will tell him all the documents in.
Yes.
Okay.
Once you come to the office the first day to make an inquiry, every information you need, client service, give it to the person. Now, when this applicant goes back and is coming back again, the applicant must come with all the documents that we need, so that when we are reviewing the documents, everything is reviewed and feedback is given to the applicant once, so that if the applicant is responding to our feedback, it is a comprehensive feedback which addresses every issue that the applicant needs.
Give
to
me an
address.
example. If it's a new product, how many documents will I require to finish?
We did that for the food service establishment. Let's look at a manufactured product. Maybe you want to do sachet water.
Yes.
Let's use sachet water for an example. You want to do sachet water. What are the requirements? So it's still the business registration certificate.
Business registration.
Yes, from Registrar's General Department.
Okay, that's the first thing you need.
Medical card for workers on
Medical
the
card
production
for
line.
the workers.
Yes. Those
Okay.
on the production line.
Medical cards will be gotten from the environmental unit of the assembly.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the design of your label on paper.
Okay.
You know that the final label is in a sachet form, rubber form.
Yeah.
But then if we ask you to submit in the rubber form, there may be mistakes, which if you have to correct, will involve cost. So we are saying that preliminary,
in a paper form,
design it on a paper.
Okay.
Then your application letter.
Application letter.
And the filled forms.
Filled forms. What is filled forms?
FDA forms.
Okay.
Yeah, the FDA application form for the product you want to register.
Okay.
Yeah, so as I said, the form can be downloaded from our website. So when you are gathering your documents, you can go to our website and download the applicable
So
form.
about 4 or 5 documents.
Yes, and then the last one is the lab analysis report for the product.
For the product,
yes, so
lab analysis.
Yes,
Okay.
which
so you must have had a sample.
A sample,
and then the sample will be tested by.
Yes.
Okay.
So in Ashanti region, the reference lab, KNUST, Biological Science, Food Science Department, Ghana Standard Authority, Food Research, all these places are reference labs for FDA. So it means we accept their lab report.
Okay.
So you put these documents together and then submit to the office. But that is what I was saying, that hitherto, you see the number of documents I've mentioned. So the applicant will come to the office with maybe 2.
Okay. Meanwhile, you need the other 3.
Then we will scrutinize the 2 and give a feedback. Then the applicant will correct these 2. Then when that is done, then maybe 3 weeks down the line, the applicant will come with maybe a 3rd document. Any document you bring to us, it goes through regulatory scrutiny. Then we will scrutinize the document again, and maybe there is a correction you need to do. So we need to call you for you to come You see, so that was dragging the process and making it uncomfortable for the applicant.
Okay.
But as I said, now now the way to go, as directed by my regional head, is that gather every document.
All the
you
documents
need.
you've mentioned.
Submit at once. Let's do a comprehensive review and give you a feedback, which will address everything you need to do. Which is making it very smooth for applicants, and it is also making our work easier for us. We are both enjoying it.
Very few questions before, because it will be unfair not to open the phone line. I'm sure people may have questions, and so I'll open the phone line briefly for them to ask those questions. But let's talk about enforcement. Sometimes people violate the laws or the regulations. Something that you're not very stringent when it comes to enforcement. You close down an eatery today, by the time we realize it's back. They are working, and the products will be taken out of the market, but the people behind the product, sometimes punitive measures, nothing to write home about. So I want you to talk to me about, even though education is important, education is like the easier side of things, educate the people. But there are people who are still educated, yet they want to do the wrong things. How are you going to combine effectively education and enforcement?
The enforcement aspect of the work FDA does is not anything you want to taste if you are dealing with FDA. In most cases, because we don't come out to put out what we do, it may seem that nothing is being done. When products we do a release on any product that probably we've taken the product out of the market, or there's a ban on any product, it is not to mean that it ends there. There are other punitive measures that can be given to the company in the form of, one, the law, the Public Health Act given to us by Ghana's Parliament also gives us the opportunity to prefer administrative charges to offending companies. And if you look at how the fines are structured, each count is 25,000 Ghana cedis. Each count, yes, each offense. If you go to the Public Health Act and you breach any section of the Public Health Act, each is 25,000.
Are they companies you've sanctioned in the region?
A lot.
Can you mention some of the names?
No.
Why?
We are on air, and it's unfair to do it.
Why is it unfair? Because they are selling the product to us.
No.
We will have to know.
If the product is on the market, it is for us to take the product out of the market.
Did you take the product out of the market?
And if we feel that, looking at the extent of distribution of the product and the risk involved with the product, we need to go out there and publicly name the product. FDA does.
Are there products you've taken out of the market in the region? Which are these products?
Last year we did a release on Omama Herbal.
Okay.
It went public. It was a release by FDA on Omama Herbal. It was a product registered as a herbal mixture, purely herbal. But then our intelligence showed that after registration, the product was being adulterated with allopathic medicines. We did our own investigation and it was established. After that, we went public. The product was banned from our market, and he was asked to do a recall, which he did. And
so now it's back onto the market.
FDA has not registered Omama to be back on the market.
So any Omama you see on the market,
Omama, if today
is unregistered,
if today anybody
unapproved,
anybody has seen Omama herbal mixture on the market, he should let us know.
When you took off the product from the market, the people who were behind the product, did anything happen to them?
Yes.
What happened?
One, when we did the exercise, we did it in conjunction with Ghana Police Service on the Meduma stretch. I've forgotten the specific area. So the case, they arrested the suspect.
The person. Okay.
And then on the part of FDA, administrative charge, a huge amount was given to the company to pay. I've forgotten the fee, but
is it 50,000?
You said
50,000.
They paid more than that.
Did they pay?
You can follow.
Or
up.
did you charge? Or
no.
Because sometimes you can put the thing, but they will not pay.
They were charged and they paid.
They paid.
Yes.
Okay.
They were charged.
If they want to come back, what would they have to do?
That would be the decision of FDA as a whole, not me alone.
Okay.
Because depending on what we saw, they were given the opportunity. Product was registered for them as a herbal medicine, and then they chose to do otherwise. That decision is a high level decision, so I cannot go ahead of my bosses.
Okay.
But then you made a point that you hear that we have closed a facility and the next time they are working. You see, when a facility is closed down, it can be open for them again depending on the circumstances on which it was closed down. I've given you one scenario with Omama Heba Mr. Now, in another scenario, if you close a facility down on the premise that the facility is operating under insanitary condition, and then the facility is given the opportunity to clean up, to put the place in order, should we continue to close down the place? So, at the time of closure, there was a reason. But then, if it's something that can
the anomaly
corrected,
has been
yes,
solved.
Okay. Our mandate.
But do you come to the public to say, okay, we close down this eatery?
No.
Because of this?
No.
Now we've opened it because they have. Don't you think that?
If at the time of the closure we went public, then when we open, we have to come back to the public and let them know. But I'm saying that most of these closure activities are activities that we don't go public.
Why don't you go public?
It depends on the risk involved.
It can collapse the business.
The risk, not the risk of collapsing the business. The risk based on which the closure was undertaken. Now, if you look at the risk involved with Omama Heba, what I described to you, mixing, the whole thing was purely allopathic mixture. There was nothing herbal in there. In such a situation, you need to look at the risk involved. FDA has to go out there to let everybody know that the product is not safe. Because at the time that we made that finding, it could be that you had the product with you. So if we decide to use our regulatory measure to withdraw the product, somebody will still be consuming it. So go out there and let the public know so that if anybody has it. But then if this is an eatery and I close down this eatery,
people will not come back.
Can go out again. And that they can be given the opportunity.
If it is a company that produces products, because then it means people may have the product in their possession.
Yes.
So the action could be different.
If a company is producing under insanitary condition, and depending on even the area within the facility that you are observing the insanitary condition, and then you do your risk assessment and you realize that yes, what you are seeing has minimal effect on the final product, on the safety of the finished product, that is already with the consumer. You have to go out there and make a public statement.
Okay.
A lot of risk assessment
will have
into
to be
the
done.
Decision we take.
Let me take a few calls, maybe 3, and then we'll talk briefly about consumer reporting because that is of interest to us. If you are listening, maybe I've not asked your question. You know me, I cannot ask everyone's question. Maybe there's something that is bothering you, is of concern to you that I've not asked. Mr. Dichum is in the studio. He's here with Gerald. If there's anything, Gerald is there. So they are here to answer your questions. Please call me. We can pick few calls and then we'll end the conversation. Good morning. Good morning.
How about you guys?
Hey, yo, but your question is in.
Better be good at it. No. I have already been pro more try.
Mantini you. Okay. Okay.
We'll try.
Maybe Zanzi also come what you want to answer why 0541022318. You can also ask call and if there is any question that you want to ask. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. I think I've lost you. Try again and call us on 0541 022318. We're here with officials from DVLA and we've spoken about what they do, what they intend to focus on this year. What have I been saying? Huh. Charlie. Good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Alfa.
Kobe, so why what confusing me? FDA, me can't DVLA. What are from
Alfa.
Yes, with you.
Mo talks no me te say workers or mo pese inkuni show me no. Ene condom ni we say pregnant test we no. Betu mwana mo Alfa. Very good pa because me say obi market ni product or deba. Ba utimi sia obi show me bi ode agu no ho Alfa, who asked my beba. Utimi bowe bi on. Nkubu okura de srawa te se chemicals wom ni niama ho. Emboa emayale bebre ba yankura ne yempanyfo no so. Tisa na mo no de omutuma ya ebeboa ya because yale bebre bisa na yama. So
thank you. Thank you very much, Kobe. Apologies, listeners, for saying DVLA. This morning I have some engagement with them, so maybe that's influencing my thoughts. But it is FDA, Food and Drugs Authority. They are our guests this morning. So if you have any question, please come through with a question. You can send me WhatsApp messages as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, BY, your question.
Alfa, my question is, what are they doing to ensure that these information centers, which of late have become the advertisers of these drugs, are also well checked? Because you always hear, because these people, as I'm saying, we always hear that they're advertising and even adding certain words to convince people, especially in the rural communities. So I want them to tell us how they are going to manage the advertisement on these information centers.
Okay.
It's very important.
We've gotten 3. Let's add just one, and then we'll answer them, and we'll wrap up this morning. 0541022318 is how you can call me. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes. Please.
Eja.
Yes. Eja, your question.
Alfa, we always hear in the media advertisement what type of medicine can heal prostate cancer, hepatitis, diabetes, high blood pressure, kidney, heart attack, liver. One type of medicine can heal all this. And what is funny for me is they say not just heal you, it can uproot it, eliminate it from the body. So I'm asking the FDA. The man said when they come, they do scrutiny about the ingredients of that medicine. So do they find it real that those ingredients can really heal this life-threatening illness before they approve it?
Okay. Thank you very much, Eja. Interesting questions. Mr. Adichum.
Yes, let me start off with our last caller. The disease conditions he mentioned that he hears in advertisement are conditions that are penned down as schedule. They are penned down as conditions that can be managed and cannot be cured. And so when you come to our law, they are under Schedule 5. And all disease conditions which are captured under Schedule 5 of our law, you cannot run advertisement on them. So please, we want to correct it that these are not approved advertisement by FDA.
It's very common. No?
That's what I'm saying, that we want to have a stakeholder engagement with the media houses, because as he rightly said, he said we hear them on radio.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, and so the radio or the media stations are key stakeholders to address this issue. That's why we want to have the stakeholders engagement to curb it. But please, you should know that anytime he hears any advertisement with these diseases being mentioned, it means that the advert is not approved by FDA, because we don't allow, the law we work with does not allow advertisement of such disease conditions.
Okay. To the other question.
And then somebody asked if we tried the drugs that
on the
but in FDA, in registering any product, relies on credible scientific data,
not personal experience.
Yes, credible scientific data to arrive at a regulatory decision. So we don't try these products. That
Someone also asked information centers.
Yes, Gerardo is here.
Okay, Gerald, please briefly your answer to that.
Okay, so with the information centers, what FDA intends to do as part of the training for the media, we also will be engaging the district assemblies, because most of these district assemblies have this information service department, and we've already contacted them in trying to get the data of these information centers and also to engage them on this unapproved advertisement also. Last year we went to some districts around the Jaso, Konongo areas. We went to Efija, Kwabre. Also, we engaged the information service department through, and also engaged the information center. And it was very effective. This year, too, we intend to intensify it more to engage them on those ones. Yes.
So, Mr. Luchuma, I think we've answered all the questions, right? Okay, so let's take your last words and then we'll wrap up the conversation. What will be your last message?
I want to...
Even though a lot of our listeners are calling, maybe we need to schedule another time.
I'll give that opportunity to Gerardo to let's wrap up with how we handle complaints. And information for us, what the person should do.
Gerardo.
Okay, so... one, if anyone has any complaints, you go on the market, you find out someone is doing something fishery. You can report to the Food and Drugs Authority. And what we can assure you is that FDA takes its credibility as a top notch. So do we also value protecting whoever that gives us information. So we do not compromise on those
Very
levels.
important.
Yes, so if you find something going on the market and you want to reach Food and Drugs Authority, you can call us. Let me put it out also.
Please, we hope that you will not, on this platform, our listeners will not even have time to do prank calls.
Okay.
Because it's one of the problems that the institutions are facing.
Wait, it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. FDA, we always receive our calls. We pick it. If it is even a prank, we don't have any problem.
So please, give us the number.
So the number, if you can send us WhatsApp also. I'm giving out the WhatsApp number.
Okay.
Yes, that's 0531.
0531.
0192.
0192.
76.
76.
0531.
0531.
0192.
0192.
76.
76.
And you can also reach us on 050.
050.
718.
718.
74.
74.
22.
22.
So you can reach us on this number too. But if you want to come to the office too, we are located at the Denyame within the same premises with the regional minister.
With the regional minister?
Yes.
At the
RCC, yes.
Oh, okay.
Regional Coordinating Council.
Okay. That's nice. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll come there.
Yes, please.
If we have complaints. Thank you very much, Geraldo, for coming. Thank you very much, Prince Opoku Educhum, for also coming to the studio to educate us this morning. Hopefully we'll meet another time.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, so we'll take some messages. When we return, we'll get into the political terrain. We'll talk about political matters that are trending. Stay with us. Okay, so let's take this breather and then in studio. And Jones Yamisem, yes, Jones Yamisem is here on Wednesday. Usually you hear him on Thursday, but this morning is here on Wednesday. So let's begin the conversation with them. Mr. Boachi,
yeah,
because it's your government that has taken the decision. Cocoa Board, top executives, say they are reducing their salaries, maximum by 20%, some 10%. What do you make of that? Do you think this is going to be impactful? Is it a good thing, or is much ado about nothing?
Okay, let me say good morning to the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. Good morning to Dr. Frank Amakohene, the Minister for Ashanti Region, and King Zuba, the Kumasi Mayor. I'll go to my constituency, Subin constituency. I greet everyone, especially the constituency executives and the constituents as well. Because Muslim brothers and sisters are, embarking on a 1-month fasting, let me wish them well in their fasting. I pray that God gives them the strength to carry through with whatever they have started. Yeah. So that is that for the Muslims. I wish them well. The cocoa issue, yes. I understand there has been some cut in their salaries. It's really welcoming. If cocoa prices or price of cocoa is reduced, it will be proper and fitting that people who are at the helm of affairs also have theirs reduced to a certain level, so that people who are in the woods working wouldn't feel like they've been left out alone to suffer. And so it is all well and good that they do that. I think
something this was as a result of the pressure the opposition piled on you guys.
It isn't pressure. It's about you being fiscally disciplined. That is what it's all about. We've seen government executives who have been in office. Cocoa fluctuations in cocoa prices is not a new thing, right? It's something that has been there for some time now. And we have seen how others have conducted themselves during such situations. So it tells you that people who are at the helm of affairs right now are human-centered. They empathize with the farmers. You see, something saddens me it saddens me that the price of cocoa, has gone to that miserable, levels. But it isn't our making. It will be better that prices or the price of cocoa is reduced so that the government can carry on with the purchases. It wouldn't be fine for farmers producing and then their produce are not bought. I think from when we took office, the price of the ton of cocoa was selling around, I think, $7,800 thereabout dollars. Yes. Okay. And today, as we speak, you see, it has fallen drastically to $4,100. It tells you that a lot has happened, or a lot have happened. And you see, you cannot in any way sit down and watch things go the way they are going. We were here last time when you were talking about farmers crying about government's inability to purchase the cocoa beans. It wasn't easy. You see, a whole lot have gone on in the cocoa sector. When you talk about it, the naysayers will say, but you are in office, so you have to fix it. The reason why we were voted out. But Ghanaians, you get it here. When you have a debt somewhere around 32.9 billion hanging around your neck, cocoa roots alone hovered around some 26 billion and so on and so forth. It isn't easy.
They argue that you talk about the debt without talking about the assets that you inherit.
Listen, if your assets or the debt far outweighs the assets, what's the need for mentioning the assets? What will that do to you? It will do nothing. So that is what we should be talking about. That is why government is saying that the Attorney General should, institute investigations into the activities of those who were there at the time. we must bring people to book. They cannot go scot-free. Once you've been given something to, keep watch over, then one day, will come for your stewardship. You get it here. And the time has come. And those who are, swaggering along, you get it? Those swaggering along, thinking that all is well. You see, when we are done with the needed investigations and we pounce on them, that is when they will start rethinking whatever they have been saying. Because it looks as if they own the people of this country.
Why do you say so?
I'm saying so because you were there at the helm of affairs. You mess up. And only a little over a year, you come back to tell the good people of Ghana that you have the men. That you were the people who did everything humanly possible to keep that industry going.
Meanwhile, because they say you also left them debt.
Listen,
but it didn't compel them to reduce prices.
Let me tell you something. We cannot go on the same old way that we have been going. You understand what I'm saying here? When the Cocoa Board was birthed somewhere in the 80s or 90s by the PNDC, the 80s, the PNDC, you see, their core mandate was to process cocoa, at least 70% of them. Were we able to do that? We were not. Now, fast forward in the 90s, this cocoa syndicated loan scheme. And let me tell you something. Before we even harvest our cocoa, 70% of the income is gone already. How do you go and take dollars to come and pay for cedis here in this country? It's something that is unwarranted. And government has put in place measures to help keep these incidents. And I think it is the best. Like the president talked about processing cocoa, not selling them in their raw states. They are all things that when it is able to be, when it's successfully done, will help. At least it will create more employment. So for these people to sit somewhere and be talking, they don't have the moral right to be talking about this.
They shouldn't talk.
They shouldn't, because they are the reason why we are where we are today. When you say it, then they say don't talk about it, fix it. Fix what? People must know. We are fixing it, but we should let Ghanaians know exactly what happened.
You knew there were problems.
Some of them we didn't know, like the rollover. Right?
You
go for money. You go for money for 800 metric tons of cocoa, and you are able to produce about 430 something, leaving about 333,000. What for? If you knew you were not going to, you wouldn't be able to, purchase such or harvest such much. Why do you go for that money? And then cocoa prices, go up during their time. And then because they had gone for this rollover program, they were not able to purchase the cocoa at the high price at that time, fixed at the time. So they had to make way for that 500, 600 difference. So in short, what we are saying is that every cocoa bag that they bought at the time, Ghana lost about 500 cedis in every bag that they sold. Why should you do that? You see? So these are the mess that we are talking about. But in any case, we sympathize with the farmers. And the farmers also understand that looking at where the price has fallen to, if we continue to pay the farm gate price at 3,600, then Ghana will be in, debt crisis. We cannot. Remember that it is cocoa and gold that has sustained this economy for years now. So anything untoward that happens to the cocoa board or the cocoa industry, Ghana is doomed forever. And this is what we cannot preside over. So we will do whatever we have to do then to salvage this whole thing that is going on.
Jones, you asked that the executives will also reduce their salaries. They have done so. Some look at this and say, this is a listening government. When you see something, they listen and they do it. It's different from when you were in government. What do you say to that?
Thank you very much, Alpha. A very good morning to you and your listeners. A very good morning to my brother. He's a very nice gentleman. But looking at his analysis, NDC man as usual. They go the same way.
Okay.
You see, one thing is very painful. You see, when an NDC man is talking, and there are some challenges. They attribute everything to the MPP government. But when there are successes, it is as a result of their hard work. What kind of double standard is that? Now, on the economy, you see how they were touting themselves as good managers of the economy as a result of their hard work. But when it comes to the cocoa crisis, which is, as you know, as a result of bad leadership, they still want to attribute it to the MPP government.
But are you not going to do the same, the reverse? Because on the economy, you say you left a good foundation. You started this whole thing. On the problems, you say it's because of their incompetence. So both of you are doing almost the same
They are
thing.
not doing it. They are in government.
You two are in opposition.
They are in government. So let me start on this foundation. He indicated that fluctuations in the cocoa prices is normal. It happens all the time. And when this happens, the best thing to do is to have prudent leadership to manage the cocoa fluctuations. If it is positive, hallelujah. If it is negative, you have a way of dealing with it. You don't go and blame anybody. Now back to the blame game. These people, the Opuni case, Opuni fertilizer case, Opuni and Sedu Agongo case, it amounted to $271 million. $271 million. These people had caused financial loss to the state.
Didn't
allege.
The
case was in court. Now, when NDC came, what did they do?
They filed the
decided to
process.
discontinue the case,
Just
like that, and we lost that money.
But you could have gotten the money when you were in power.
No, the wheel of justice grinds slowly.
Okay.
Now you had the opportunity to get this amount of money. You didn't, because the person is an NDC man. We lost $271 million because the guy is an NDC man. You were okay with that. Now you turn around to come and blame the MPP on indebtedness. What kind of double standard is that? My brother, on the
he mentions the rollover contract, taking a syndicated loan, doing a forward sale, and not realizing
when it comes to
the tons that you bargained on.
When it comes to the cocoa issue, there are so many strategies that you have to put in place. Let's take Cote d'Ivoire as an example. Cote d'Ivoire is also faced with this same crisis. Did Cote d'Ivoire reduce the price of cocoa? It is still the same, because they have prudent managers of the cocoa industry. So if you fail to manage it very well, it is up to you. Now here's the case. Now you claim that the cocoa sector is bedeviled with challenges, financial challenges. And what you do is that when the CEO came, the first thing that he did was to buy 110 luxury pickups.
For operations or for what?
For the districts, as he claimed. 110. You didn't have money, but you got money to buy 110 luxury pickups. How many luxury SUV cars are in his office? 3 of them were bought by the Cocoa CEO. How much money is involved? This money could have been channeled to do something more important for the cocoa farmers. He decided not to do that. Now, secondly, this same Cocoa CEO, he had no idea about the cocoa board industry. So when he came in April, he decided to go for familiarization tour, so that he gets to know what cocoa is and other things, so that he understands the cocoa business. Now, if you want to appoint somebody as a cocoa board CEO, what you do is that you appoint someone with experience in that area. All these monies went down to the drain. Then you turn around and come and say that cocoa board was in debt. If you go to all other countries, you will be in debt because it's about dollars. You get dollars to go and buy cocoa and send the monies back. So what we are saying is that the crisis that cocoa board is finding itself is lack of leadership, and the CEO must be fired.
What they have done, isn't it?
I'm coming to that.
Manifestation of good leadership.
So
because you guys were calling for
how
it.
much is it?
They have now
the
done.
CEO is taking 85,000 Ghana cedis. minus the allowances. Dress allowance, security, gardener, traveling allowances. If you add all these things, it amounts to about 2 billion Ghana
It's
cedis.
not just him, it's the condition of service for
No, I'm coming.
the position.
I'm coming. Yes.
The former
So
Mr.
just suppose
Bedu.
that.
Okay.
Just suppose that
To
the
the-
condition of the cocoa farmer.
Mm.
So with all these allowances, and you come and tell me that you are slashing 20% of the 850 million Ghana cedis that the man is taking as salary. 85,000 Ghana cedis that the man is taking. The 20% will amount to about 16,000 Ghana cedis. That is a peanut.
It's better.
That is a
Nothing.
peanut. The problem with cocoa board is that so much monies are going to the managerial levels, and they should look at that and see how they can direct those money for the farmers. And this panic reduction, and you know, there's a challenge looming. So far, the workers are concerned.
Which is?
Now, when they said they are going to do reduction, apart from that, they are going to do. They indicated that one of their strategies is that they are going to force some other people to go on retirement, compulsory retirement, and some of them are going to be redundant. So there are going to be job losses so far cocoa board is concerned. As part of the communique that came out, these things are there. My brother, the right thing to say is that the cocoa board industry is bedeviled with the right leadership. They cannot see through the challenges. If you are running cocoa board, you should know that there are always shortfalls. So when there are shortfalls, what do? You first strategy to mitigate those challenges. Côte d'Ivoire is an example. Côte d'Ivoire has also had shortfalls, but they are buying cocoa at 36 million, 3,600 Ghana cedis as at now. So what do you expect? Smuggling. Ghanaian cocoa is going to be smuggled to Côte d'Ivoire as a result of bad leadership. Let's name and shame the leadership of cocoa board and stop that blame game. Now MPP is off power. 1 year is gone. They should leave the MPP to have its peace of mind to reorganize its shambolic condition that it finds itself. We are having problems, and we are doing party reorganization, and our things are getting better. Now you are in power.
So they
do
should fix
the work,
the problem.
fix the problem, and stop what you are doing. The blame game is enough. We want them to do the work so that Ghana will see that NDC is facing the challenges in this country.
Let me read some messages and then we'll go to the next topic. This one says that good morning, Mr. Jones Yamisem is on fire. Tell him that I am his constituent and I'm monitoring the show live from Kwabe East. Good morning to him. That came through from Yao Amening. I guess that's the name. Thank you very much, Yao, for joining us this morning. This one says that I completely agree with Collins. The NDC should be the last people to be talking regarding these cocoa sector problems. They created this mess. The NDC is just fixing it. They should keep quiet and watch how it will be solved. Perhaps they will learn lessons. Hey, I see. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. This one says that, good morning. The issue for me is that if Côte d'Ivoire can maintain prices, then perhaps Ghana could though. So the question is, why didn't Ghana go that route? Ask Mr. Randy Abe for me. He's not on the show. Okay, maybe Collins will answer on his behalf. He will answer on his behalf. But thank you very much for joining us this morning. You can send your messages on 059 393 2993. We are streaming live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. Mr. Yamisem,
yes, sir.
Talk to me about LGBT. And I don't know the tomato too, if you are interested in it. We have 10 minutes to up, 10 minutes. So let me give you your 10 minutes. The LGBTQ, you guys are putting pressure on the administration to pass it. You see there is a bill in Parliament for the second reading. You are happy, are you not?
You see, Alpha, on this LGBTQ that we're talking about, the way the NDC was mounting so much pressure on the LGBTQ, I was thinking that once they come to power, that would have been the first thing they do in the first 3 months. But you know how they are dilly-dallying with the LGBTQ. And those who are so outspoken about LGBTQ are now hiding elsewhere. We don't hear from them. Oh, Sam George. Sam George, of course. Sam George was very eloquent on LGBTQ. We can't find him. He even indicated that he would deal with John Dramani Mahama.
He said the president will know no peace.
Yeah. But the most peaceful president that we have in Ghana or in Africa might be John Dramani Mahama.
So he's knowing peace.
He's knowing peace and he's enjoying.
I see.
So our brother Sam George, your father John Dramani Mahama is knowing peace. Let him know no peace because he has not done anything about LGBTQ in this country. I can see that the NDC will in no way pass LGBTQ. Yes. You see, let's be real. Now, the moment you pass the LGBTQ, you face some challenges, financial challenges, so far as the international community is concerned. And politicians must tell us the truth. And because of that, they are always afraid to pass because when you pass it, you face sanctions. The NDC knew that if we had passed it, the NPP would have faced some sanctions that would affect the economy. They would take advantage of that.
It's affected already.
It would have been worse.
More effective.
And they know it. They know the sanctions that international community
will apply
on Ghana. That is why John Dramani Mahama is playing around it. So the point is that you and I, we are here.
But they may surprise you.
What surprise? I say you and I.
You wake up one day and you hear that.
We will be very happy to hear that this bill is passed. But they will play with it. It will go for second reading. They will identify some challenges. It will go back again. It will take about 4 months. Says before I realize John Dramani Mahama's tenure of office is over.
I see.
That is the picture.
Is that what you did?
Me, I'm not saying that is what we did. Now the NDC fund it. It went to the presidency. He didn't sign it.
It wasn't the NDC. It was a private member's bill.
Yes, but
even Reverend Intimfodio was part of it.
They supported it.
Yeah.
So what the point is that it got to the presidency.
And the presidency refused to sign.
There is a reason to that. And I'm telling you, there's a reason why John Dramani Mahama will not sign this because of the economic sanctions that the country may face. Because, you know, we do.
But Uganda passed it, though. Uganda.
Yeah, you are talking about Uganda. They have their challenges. Uganda has its own challenge. Go and look at the economy of Uganda. They have their challenges. So John Dramani Mahama is trying to play smart on it. I know there's no way he's going to pass it. He knows the intricacies on passing this bill. So we are all waiting. It's a very good bill, and we expect that it is passed. But let's be a bit responsible as Ghanaians. That when the bill is passed and there are challenges, we all accept the challenge and move on. Nobody should take advantage of the challenge and say that if I were there, I would have done this or that. You know, when we were faced with this COVID challenge, they took advantage of that, pretended as if nothing had happened. But you and I know that when we came to power, 2017, 18, 19, and to 2020, we were having a single-digit inflation. Debt to GDP was reducing. The dollar rate was in a good position. Ghana became the fastest growing economy in the world, a point in time, and the NPP government does this. But they forgot about all those things when COVID came and bashed us and pushed us to opposition. And now they are in power. They are faced with challenges. And the point is that even NDC, whenever they are even faced with challenges, they don't have the men to deal with those challenges. That is their problem. They don't have the men to deal with those challenges. But when we faced COVID-19, we are talking about the challenges. But when we are about to leave office, you will see that inflation came back from 50-something to 23%. There were signs that we're heading towards a single-digit inflation in 2025. all these benefits have come in their favor.
They are now at 3 point something.
Uh-huh.
They that you say they don't have.
Now I'm saying that the international organization were indicating that by 2025 Ghana was facing a single-digit inflation, and now they have it. Now they are enjoying it. They are saying that it's as a result of the good work of John Dramani Mahama. But when you are faced with challenges, you turn around to come and blame the MPP government. So on the LGBTQ, the NDC is trying to play smart with it, and 1 year is gone. And I'm telling you, the 4 years will be gone. Now they have the super majority in Parliament. They decide how to move with the LGBTQ bill. It will go to Parliament. The next day they will tell you that it has to go back. It will go up and down, and to get to a point that 4 years of John Dramani Mahama is over. Now on the issue of the tomato, the businessmen, females who went to Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso to buy tomato, and they had those challenges. About 6 people died, right? This is 7.
I'm told 7.
Yes. It is sad to hear those things. But my brother, I think the Ghana government should put pressure on the Burkinabe government. They have to do certain things for us.
Like what?
These
are terrorists, though.
Yes, but the government should intervene to do something, and they should also provide enough security in their areas.
Don't you think this should push us to solve our problem internally? If we were cultivating a lot more
I'll come to the internal issue. When it comes to solving the internal issue, it is only when the MPP comes that you will be able to, witness those kind of things.
But when MPP were in power, we're still going to Burkina to import tomatoes.
We started something.
What did you start? What did you
start? We started something. We're having time with those things that we started.
Which things did you start?
Things of evidential value. You can talk about the one village, one dam.
Oh, okay.
We started it. It went to a certain extent, but there were challenges. Now they are here 1 year. They are here 1 year. I've mentioned one village, one dam. He's laughing. We did something.
And you did planting for food.
One factory.
You did planting for food and
yes, planting for food and job. One factory. The remnants of one factory is here with us. If they were serious enough to continue with the 1D, 1F, we wouldn't have found ourselves in this condition. We did a lot. Now they have been in power for 1 year. There is nothing to show in terms of making arrangement for job creation in this country. If they had continued what we started, Ghana would have found itself in where we are finding ourselves. Hey, is it not so bad for Ghana to go and import tomato from Burkina Faso? Look at the climate of Ghana, very conducive for tomato production. But we move away from Ghana to Burkina Faso.
But tomato also need consistent irrigation. You had wanted to do Pualugu. People ask you the question, $12 million.
I'm talking about one village, one
but
dam.
The Pualugu Dam was going to be a huge source of irrigation for the people in the north for all year farming.
Yes.
Your government promised to start it. We are told $12 million was sunk.
We started.
But nothing to show.
We couldn't finish. We started Pualugu. We couldn't finish. So if NDC is here with us, what do they do? Because it was a huge project. It had to go through a lot of processes. We did all those feasibility arrangements. We started the whole thing. We couldn't finish. What you do is to stop talking and show action. Fix the problem. Because how can we be sitting here for Burkina Faso to have a strategic irrigation system that can provide them tomatoes? Then Ghana, we cannot do such a thing. We started with the Pualugu. Apart from that, one village, one dam. We also did it. And with that, there were a lot of arrangements that we did to make sure that we do production across the country. But the problem that it goes to a season where the water dries up. The rivers dry up, and what happens? Now there's no water to do the production.
Let's leave it there. Let me read this message. He says he has a question for you. He said, please ask Mr. Yamisem, where is Ken Ofoyata? Why is he not coming? Why is he afraid? Please ask him for me. I beg. I don't know why you're asking Ofofoyata at this point.
He is indisposed.
Don't worry. Let me go to Collins. Collins, in the next 10 minutes.
Anytime you talk about issues of governance, the NPP runs in circles. They say one thing and then they do the other. They do another. I should say. My brother, when he had his turn talking about the cocoa industry, he said that we do not have the men. They have the men. 8 years of misrule.
Never reduction in cocoa prices.
Allow him to make his
point.
Mr. Yamson, please.
There was never reduction.
Oh, your mic is off. Collins, I'm listening.
Okay. So they had the men.
Okay.
In 8 solid years, never in the history of this country has Cocoa Board been indebted up to this level or tune. Never. You can cross-check. Cocoa Board was established in the 80s, like I said, by the PNDC. Never in the history of Cocoa Board have we had such a huge debt hanging around the neck of Cocoa Board. And we had competent hands, men who had or who have their parents or family relations engage actively in cocoa farming. Yet, this is the mess they left us. So it tells you when they talk about we have the men, not to forget about their leader now. When he was touting a solid team, when he talked about Professor Jambafo and the like, the economy was where it was when they left. Such a hole they dug for us. And so the MPP, it's about time they stopped talking about we have the men. All you have are boys. They don't do anything. That's the talking.
They are boys.
They can only talk. In
terms of deliverables.
Oh, yes. They can only talk. That's all they know.
But the boys gave the cocoa farmer 3,600.
Let me tell you something. These same boys, these same boys were the ones who chewed everything, at the cocoa. You did so at the expense of this country.
How?
Let me tell you something. I have already told you that during their time they bought. I'm talking about the 2023-2024 cocoa season when they were buying. They were giving Ghana a debt of 500 Ghana cedis at every purchase that they made. Listen, Cote d'Ivoire are doing something that is better than what you did. That is why they are able to sustain. And so we are fixing it. You have to sit back and just look at us. You have already alluded to the fact that your party is in shambles. So you continue.
If you lose election, it's normal. You have to
I alluded to something that you said.
Give him time, please.
I alluded to something that you said, that your party is in shambles. So you are fixing your party. So you should be left alone to fix your party.
Yes.
Then I am also telling him that once their party is in shambles and they don't know what to do, they should also sit back and allow the NDC that has been given the mandate to also, rule this country to the best of their knowledge. You were given 8 years. Nothing good came out of it.
In 2016, when they assumed office and they were complaining about the issues they have faced or they were seeing in the economy, Johnson Asidun Ketia granted an interview and he said, when you were campaigning or when they were campaigning, didn't they know about these realities? And that their problem or their responsibility now in government is to fix the challenges. That's the same argument is pointing to. So you are now in government, fix it.
What has suddenly changed? What has now suddenly changed that they have to be doing what they are doing, knowing very well that we have been given a mandate to rule. So we are fixing their problems. But while we are fixing their problems, we should tell Ghanaians what they did. Because they touted that they had the men at the time, not knowing they were Guru boys, as some of our people have been saying. You see, so you come to office and you did a whole lot of things which did not inure to the benefit of our people. Then we are talking about it and you are crying. What do you want us to say? Ask him, if we don't owe the cocoa board doesn't owe about 32 or 39 billion Ghana cedis. Ask him. Are we not owing? They have left a lot.
These
of
are
them.
legacy debt.
Then that is what I'm talking about.
So it's
some
not just
legacy
under the
debts.
administration.
Some legacy debts are mind-boggling. When you have a legacy debt which went into doing something genuine, something that was beneficial to the people, we wouldn't be complaining. You get it here. But if we see that what you did not help the nation, then we have every reason to talk about it. People should know. So after 1.5 years, people with competent hands who couldn't fix a problem are now professing solutions to problems. So you ask the question, what were they doing in government? What were they doing in government? So they should just shut up. Let us rule.
Talk to me about LGBT.
Yes.
Tomatoes quickly.
The LGBTQ plus, whatever that we call it, it's something that if you ask every Ghanaian, almost every Ghanaian, they will tell you it's something that is really bad. We don't have to entertain it. We all know that it is bad.
There's a political cost to its passage.
If there is a political cost to it, I think we should do something about it. And then, like my brother, for the first time, I agreed with him that once we do something which will cause us something, we should be bold enough to face it and not be apportioning blames. That one, yeah, I agree with you perfectly.
Okay.
Right. So I think that something will be done about it. Yeah, it will not be the usual stuff during their time when it was pushed to president and president pushed it back and said, no, I'm not signing. There's a case. Oh, it went, but they brought it back, isn't it?
Yeah, during that time.
Yeah, it was transmitted and then they brought it back.
Said now it will not even get to the president.
No, oh, listen. Oh, but we live to see. If that's what you're saying, we live to see. We will do something about it. The good people of this country don't like it. And once they don't like it, and we do something about it, I think they will all be happy. But you said that it goes with, what do you call it? A cost, which will not be, good for the good people of this country. I personally, even during their time, argue that if everybody in this country says this is something that shouldn't be entertained, why not let us leave it as it is? Because I cannot. This is my honest personal opinion.
There will be clandestine way of promoting it.
This is my personal opinion. My brother, we live in this country. We know what people are doing. Behind the scenes, we know what people are doing. We know, or we have heard some husbands, doing it behind and so on and so forth. We've heard all these things. With apologies to our listeners. A lot of things are happening. But the generality are against this move. So if the people still insist that we will have to, take the bill, make it into a law and so on and so forth, we are all for it. But the fact is, the bottom line is that it is something that is really bad, and Ghanaians for centuries to come will never entertain this. It will not inure to anybody's benefit. On the issue of
your time is up. You wrap up in a minute. I gave him 10 minutes. I gave you equally 10 minutes.
But he gave you 10 minutes.
No, I
gave but you see, it's really sad that we have lost people. I think the number has gotten to 8. The theft toll has gotten to 8. Remember, a similar thing happened in Nairobi, Kenya. Prof. Kofi Awolowo. You see, when you hear of the terrorist activities, you think that it is far away from you. It is not really far. I think that there should be a coordinated effort by all the presidents within the sub-region to help keep this incident. In fact, it is not helping. Somebody tells you, I'm going to do this, and the next minute or so, you hear the person dead.
And then
really sad.
And the manner in which they killed
them. Yeah, they separated the women from the men, and then there was mass shooting. That's what I understand happened.
Some of them were even bent alive.
Really, really, really pathetic story to tell. And so we will urge our leaders to work hand in hand. In this one, you cannot go your separate way to fight it. It should be a collective effort so that nasty things of this nature wouldn't happen again.
Thank you very much. Let me read these messages before we go. It says that I think this one she's directing it to Mr. Nyamesem. It's Lizzie. Lizzie said, "Good morning. Please kindly ask Mr. Nyamesem for me that has the government asked." Oh, I think this is a bit insensitive. Okay. Is that so? Why government did not push these people to go there? So why should he be blaming the president for what? As I'm not sure he has done that. For what happened to the market woman, I don't think he did that. So please, let me do this birthday wish, and then okay. So and then we are out of the studio. This one was sent to me by Imelda. She said that kindly wish my little sister a happy birthday for me. Her name is Anthea Opon Insia. She is a KNUST Social Sciences student, Business Administration, Hospitality and Tourism Management. Hey, I don't go any courses no. KNUST Social Sciences. Okay. Business Administration, Hospitality and Tourism Management. Okay. Level 200. A happy birthday going out to you. It's coming in from my good friend Imelda. She's a big woman. When I call her, I don't get her. But she's wishing you a special happy birthday. She said that you're very special to her and she wants you to grow and achieve your full potential. And she has no doubt that you'll do exactly that. So we are joining her in wishing you a special happy birthday and celebrating you this morning and praying for you. Your name is Anthea Opon Insia. You're a student of KNUST. Happy birthday going out to you. Mr. Yamson, thank you very much for coming. That will be our show for now. I was here with Janice Opoku Ajman and Mark Waja. My name has been Alfa Ali. We want to have a very, very good morning. And don't forget that Adjoa and DJ Fizi will be coming to, bring to you the Orange Urban Mix. So stay for that as well. For now, have a very good morning. We'll meet same time tomorrow.